Hello there, this is the review and animation analysis of Kimetsu no Yaiba Yuukaku-hen episode 8. There's a bunch of stuff to talk about, so I'll just get right into it. But this is my immediate review. Like, I literally made this right after I watched the episode. So it's not scripted or anything. I'm just saying what I liked about the episode immediately after watching it. And I'm going to break down the animation segments. If you want to watch me watching the episode, then you can go to my reaction channel where I post reaction videos. I used to also post the review segments with the reaction videos, but I decided to separate it, make it into two separate videos, and post the reviews in my main channel where I kind of want to talk about anime a little bit more. So I decided to do this. Yeah, I'll just let you go into the video now. Thanks for watching. Okay, I'm assuming you came here from the reaction channel, because otherwise you can go watch the reaction if you're into it, of course. But time to break down that fucking episode, because that was gorgeous. First of all, I need to look at who animated there, because I'm guessing Masayaki Kunihiro did, because it looked like at least a few segments looked like it was animated by Kunihiro. And there were a lot of smeary sequences. I don't know who did that. I haven't seen Ufotable animators use a lot of smears yet. Nozomu Abe did not animate in this episode. Makes sense, 3 episodes in a row. And the next episode is the climax of the fight where he will definitely come. I'm sure he'll be there for the next episode. But this episode, I'm just going to check who all animated. Maybe Hironori Tanaka in there. It was Kazuhiro Miwa. Okay. Okay, so unfortunately, most of it is left as artist unknown. They'll have to look through the credits and match the creator's previous works and see if the smears match. But anyway, the best scene in this is an artist unknown scene. It's here, right? I'm just gonna mute this because, wow, this voice is annoying. I guess there's so much to talk about. I'll go with it from the start. So this is what I was talking about. Where's Zenitsu come? There's Zenitsu and the muscle mouse are right behind him. There's a muscle mouse and Naruto running behind Zenitsu. That's really dope. I never caught that of all this time. I've watched it so many times, and I never caught that. Yeah, obviously pretty cool. I don't want him to die, and this too. My father just like a man. Okay, wait. 17 of them died. I had 9 brothers and sisters. 7 of them died by the time I turned 15. Okay. Panic buy. Wait, why? Okay, how did they die? Panic buy clans decline. My father, just like a man possessed, forced us to submit to brutal training. And the only survivors were myself and my brother. So I don't think his father killed them through training. It's just that they were the only two who survived through training. And his brother, he was an ideal shinobi, willing to sacrifice anything and anyone. Probably also had 3 wives, because we know it's a cultural thing with their family. 3 wives are selected by when they're 15 years old. We got a little bit of his backstory, but we also got to know that there were times that he couldn't save people. So that's why he's looking up to Rengoku in that regard, because Rengoku has always saved people if he's on site. And even against Akaza, this shot, I did not like the shot, because why is her ass out right next to the subtitles? I'm trying to read the subtitles, but all I see is that it's like teasing me with the flowing clothing. Don't do that. And supple thighs on my left and the juiciest of asses on my right. Like, this is not good storyboarding. Stop this. Of course, I'm just joking. This whole episode was storyboarded beautifully. And we can see the poison flowing, causing issues on his head, because he did get sliced in the head at the beginning. Really cool smoke effects in this one. Yeah. Rare to see Ufotable use 2D smoke. All of this, yeah, it's just classic stuff. Not all that impressive considering it's Ufotable. But everything just shit goes down in part 2. This CGI crowd. Wow, that's a really good looking CGI crowd. Except for the movements. Movements are kind of shit. And yeah, the movement sucks. I don't think the models themselves are bad, but the movement looks like shit, but who cares? It's a CGI crowd scene. CGI crowd scene can take care of the moment, but at least these have really good lighting. I can see the light source here, and they're reflecting differently on all of the people walking down. Only Ufotable would give that level of attention to detail, but otherwise these characters look like shit. But yeah, who cares? CGI crowd. Composite, still amazing. Guys, completely devastated. The wives are helping with that, and this is the eldest wife, I'm pretty sure. Just considering their personalities, I'm sure that's the eldest wife. And here, a wall of text. Classic Demon Slayer talking about shit for no reason. Just stop. It's generic dialogue. If it was good dialogue, I'd be fine, but this is generic dialogue over and over again. Get to the good stuff. Thankfully, when they did get to the good stuff, it was fucking incredible. He was actually caught off guard by that because of the poison, I guess, and having the real Upper Moon 6 in front of him. And you can see he's kind of worried, but I mean, it's also not really that worried because you can just slice that shit in a millisecond. And some cool impact frames with Zenitsu here. They've used impact frames in every single Zenitsu scene, and I love it. I love impact frames. Even part of Inosuke. Really good. 3 impact frames. 1, 2, 3. They look really good, and then a lot of blur. Cut to... Man, there's a lot of blur. Motion blur. You won't see this level of motion blur in 2D animation usually, but another beautiful impact frame here. That's almost Nakamura-inspired, like crayon impact frame. Nakamura, I think, uses crayons. He uses crayons. He obviously uses pencils, but there's some... Maybe it's just heavy pencil shading that looks like crayons. But yeah, this looks beautiful. Is he smiling? What is he smiling for? Your sister's getting destroyed. She has a guard up. Okay. And those houses are CGI. I can tell from other scenes. But they can use that like a background for a regular illustration, which is crazy because the CGI is so high in quality. And what Inosuke, finally. Inosuke said about Zenitsu was absolutely right. He should just stay asleep all the time. Not just with his combat, just his personality improves so much. The way he talks to that bitch. That's amazing. He won't let her die, so he gave an eye that way. It's fucking epic. And really showing that they're one entity. And he has a blind spot, like a literal blind spot, and he's still keeping up with Tengen. That goes to show his strength. But of course, Tengen is poisoned. But there's also Tanjiro there, but his eye is closed. Swing a sword. Is this in ones? No, it's in twos. I thought he actually did evade, but that was just Tengen throwing away. And then the barrage of attacks, they begin. And it looks beautiful. And then the OB come through. I mean, he's using total concentration breathing constant, so... But he's just not unleashing techniques here. And I don't think his body can handle sun breathing right now. He's just going to have to use water breathing. And he also realized that water breathing is better defensively anyway. So might as well just stick to that. Where's the next amazing scene? Ooh, here it is. Look at the composite here. The composite here is beautiful. Like if these digital effects used elsewhere, it wouldn't look this good. But it changes the lighting everywhere. It's just not concentrated in that one area. And you can even see the aftermath. It changes. The whole background changes in lighting. And there's digital flames on top of it. Like animation-wise, it's nothing impressive. They're really not doing anything. But they just created a whole scene just using digital effects. And that's what Ufotable does so well. They're so good at complementing their animators. Like 2D animation wise, it's not that impressive. Talking about impressive 2D animation, however, we have this. This is movie quality. The composite, that is, and the animation. It's just a lot of smears. This is unfortunately set as artist unknown currently. We don't know who did this yet, but I don't know. Look at that. His sword is just complete blur. Look at the demon guy right now. He's gonna snap. He's actually using his swords as nunchucks now. That is so cool. That is so cool. This choreography also. Very good choreography. Really is like a praying mantis. Looks like one. Is that a sword behind his back? Yeah, he's doing the nunchucks. That is super cool. And that's just increasing the poison dosage that's in his body, right? Look at this. It's just digital effects. They're doing such a good job with the digital effects. Whoa, whoa, that scene is more impressive than I thought. Wow. That is so good. Look at the composite here. Just this one scene, right? There are sparks over here, fire, smoke, dust in the background over here, showing that the roof is broken. And then there's all of the effects of them fighting. And the lighting adjusts properly. Here you can see his body is pretty lit up due to the fire reflection of Uzui's sword. What was his name? Gyutaro. Gyutaro's body is in the light right now. 2 frames later, his body is no longer in the light. The shadows change accordingly. He uses his blood demon art again. Hits it with the sword. The characters are really bright right now. Damn, this is crazy good. I want to know who animated this, but I can't. Wow, this whole sequence is so good. Where did these blood sickles come from? Okay, he released some blood forward, and those can of course come back, and that was it. That was he was gonna fucking die there if Tanjiro didn't help. Again, such a good take. This composite is so good. Wow. This is probably the best choreographed scene in Demon Slayer. Is there any scene that beats this in choreography? I really can't think of anything. Oh yeah, Tanjiro was Inosuke all the way back in season 1, which was animated by I think Masayaki Kunihiro. Yes, it was. That's the best choreo. Is it though? Because this is so good. One guy is fighting with 2 sickles and blood bending. The other guy is using sword chucks, and it really shows that he's using sword chucks in it via the animation techniques. And that is so good. That's a really cool illustration again with the hands. It's the principle of martial arts, but used with swords. He's also mastering water breathing side by side, which is why his sword is black in color. If I remember correctly, I think swordsmen who can't decide which technique, which breathing style they should stick with, they have black swords. So, why do I know that? Is that a manga spoiler? I don't know if that's a manga spoiler. Tell me in the comment section. I don't know who says that. I think it's Rengoku. It might be Rengoku who said that. Fifth form. I wasn't reading the subtitles, so I don't know what fifth form is. String performance. There's no string here. Just completely remove all of that. Remove the swords. It's all CGI, isn't it? Okay, they went a bit overboard with this. This looks kind of, especially that explosion over there, looks like something you'd see in a low-budget Bollywood movie or a high-budget Bollywood movie. They're all the same. But yeah, they've been a bit overboard here with the effects. You know, solve me with your noisy moves. The shading gets really thicker here. Really good smoke. Wow, that's a really well drawn frame. And it's a pretty good smear too. Can't tell if it's CGI or not. It's been the case for so long. That looked like a Kunihiro cut there. I think this is Masayaki Kunihiro, right? Just the way they're hunched over a bit and then just fighting. Reminds me of Akaza's barrage of attacks against Rengoku. Yeah, those sparks are definitely Kunihiro sparks. I mean, yeah, this is Kunihiro. That's the most Kunihiro pose that you'll ever see. And if you see a pose like that, it's probably Masayaki Kunihiro. But I mean, you've all seen episode 19, and this is sort of the most famous pose in episode 19 where Tanjiro has a sword up. I think Low Cost Place even did a cosplay of it with a Fanta or some other cool drink. I don't really remember which one, but this is the most Kunihiro pose that you'll ever see. And he also holds the pose for some time, which Kunihiro does with this animation a lot. The characters hold their poses before frantically moving again. This is still Kunihiro. What is happening with his hands? They're rotating so fast, they don't even need to show the swords. They haven't showed the swords for so long, but they don't need to. It just gives a sense of speed that being rotated so fast. And the fighting technique is so good. I don't know, why hasn't this been used yet, right? It's the idea of two swords being used as nunchucks. That's fucking cool. Don't look at this, it's spoilers. And this is still Kunihiro. This is so dope. I don't want to get copyright claimed, so I have to pause multiple times. I'm sure this will get copyright claimed anyway. Yeah, he's doing that with one eye. That smoke animation, it's still Kunihiro. This is a very long cut. What was going on there? Is he rolling on the ground? He is. That is so cool. And then he gets back up here. Amazing. Recovery breathing. It is still Masayaki Kunihiro. Did he just animate the entire latter half of the episode? And that's where it ends. This is not him, right? Let me check. Okay, this is very distinctly not Kunihiro. Okay. But this is also really good animation. Where did she pull that out from? I'm not gonna ask redundant questions here. It is shonen. It's crazy. Really cool blood effects. Really inky, kind of reminding me of Yoshimichi Kameda. Of course, he wouldn't animate like this. He would animate it very differently. But the effects kind of remind me of Kameda. I think it's digital effects. I can't tell at this point. He got pierced himself, but it's kind of weak kunai. It doesn't matter. Legs won't regenerate. And Tanjiro's about to cut his head off. And then the episode ends. Yeah, that's about it. That's the whole episode. It's a beautiful looking episode again. 3-on-3 fantastic looking episodes from Demon Slayers these past 3 weeks. And the next episode is also going to look amazing, I'm sure. Like the episode that came 2 weeks ago that had both Nozomu Abe and Kunihiro. Last week's episode had Nozomu Abe. This week, again, we got Masayaki Kunihiro. And next week, maybe Nozomu Abe again. Hopefully, we get Nozomu Abe because it's the climax of the fight and I'd love to see him. But Ufotable is just clearly showing that they don't need Nozomu Abe. They can make do with artist unknown animators. I still want to, I'm just going to check again if it's out, if their name's out. Probably not, but still want to check. No, the best scene is still set at Artist Unknown. So yeah, that was a gorgeous scene. The back and forth clashing between Tengen and Gyutaro. Fantastic fight. But when all said and done, you need Nozomu Abe. Without Nozomu Abe, Ufotable scenes are not going to look all that amazing. It's like saying, yeah, My Hero Academia is good, but remove Yutaka Nakamura sequences and what's left of My Hero Academia? Not much. Like they still have Norimichi Suzuki, they still have, wait, who else animated? Shu Sugita. Sugita's cuts are amazing in My Hero Academia, but that doesn't change the fact that Yutaka Nakamura is the one who makes the show what it is. Similarly, Ufotable need Nozomu Abe for that, and I'm hoping that we'll get to see him in the next episode. I'm really excited. Super hyped for this. I'm also hyped for tomorrow morning because the new Attack on Titan episode is going to come out. But that's about it. I'll see you when the next episode comes out. And don't forget to wash your dick.